Hey, what's up, you guys? Hope you're all doing well. So, this is the end of week 6 for me, and as you can see, we are still on a break even. This week, again, there was nothing much for me. As you can see, the whole week is pretty much empty except for Wednesday, of which it counts as 3 trades with a profit of 9.56. And those 3 trades are pretty much this one here on the same day, and then this one here, of which was a loss of $51, 0.5%, and then a sell again on that same day, which was a profitable trade of about 0.5% again. Now, as we will be going to TradingView, we will go through these 3 trades and then also a couple of trades that I missed, but overall I am still on a break even on this account. I haven't done much in terms of moving forward, but yeah, let's just go to TradingView and see the actual trades themselves. So looking at the chart on Monday, as you can see, there was nothing that I got on this day. And by the way, just as a reminder, the actual day that I traded was on Wednesday, but as you can see, there are some trades here from Tuesday, Wednesday in itself, that I did not take, but they did fit the criteria. And since this is also my journal to just keep myself accountable, I am obligated to talk about this trade so that I will remember and also keep these lessons at the back of my head every single time a new week starts. So on Tuesday, there was this trade that I was supposed to take, and this was pre-New York session. It would have been a loss at 0.5% of a trade. And as you can see here, I saw this kind of like a sweep and then a break of structure to the downside, or market structure shift that left this order block that had this imbalance over there. And that is the reason why I was supposed to actually take this trade, but I did not. But other than that, there was also another trade here on the same day. So there, that means I would have supposed to have lost a 0.5%, but essentially I would have already made it back. This would have been another trade during New York session, and as you can see, price actually came down with this leg over here, retraced to this order block over there. That is a value order block because it's also paired with that imbalance. And then after that, we started having this move to the upside that broke this structure over there with a very strong momentum to the upside that left also this imbalance, giving this order block making this order block valid. So after that, you can see that price retraced all the way to the downside to retest this order block, and then after that, price started to push to the upside for a clean 1 to 3 move. But again, I did not take this trade. This is a missed trade, a missed opportunity. So that means on Tuesday I would have lost 0.5%, but also I would have gained 1.5, which means on this day I was supposed to be up by 1%. Now that was on Tuesday. Now coming on Wednesday, there are 3 trades that shows on my trading journal on this particular day. Now trade 1 will be about $12, and that is because I mistakenly thought that this was an entry for me. I mistakenly thought that this was a trade for me, and I took my entry off of this order block. But then I realized that this trade over here actually was supposed to look something like this. Yeah, it was supposed to look something like that. But immediately once I took my trade on this candle, I realized that my three criteria to take a trade were not completed within this window from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Therefore, whatever I was doing here, I had no business taking this trade. So that's why I had to close it immediately. So I opened a trade, I got triggered with this candle, and then I also closed it within this same candle for that $12 profit. But the actual trade that I was supposed to take actually came during New York session. As you can see, we had this point of interest here coinciding with this imbalance, and then after that price pushed the upside, leaving this order block that is also paired with that imbalance, giving this order block again a validity. And I took this trade for a continuation, but as you can see, price started to push aggressively to the downside and stopped me out with a 0.5% loss. Now that is a trade that I actually took, and I lost on that trade. But after that, I saw another tradable opportunity and I took it. Unfortunately, there was a red folder news event on that particular day at 2 p.m. New York time, FOMC meetings. Therefore, I was supposed to close this trade 15 minutes before the news event. But the setup was as usual. I had this sweep of liquidity here. I had this market structure shift. I had this order block that can also be paired with this imbalance here. So I took a trade, but then I had to close it over. I actually closed it over here, which is 15 minutes before the news event, for a 0.6% gain. Now this is a trade that I actually took this week, and then after that there was nothing for me on Thursday. There was actually nothing for me on Friday, but I do want to talk about Friday because this is the reason why I need to remind myself why I don't want to trade on Friday. Friday for me is a day that has a lot of manipulation in the way that I'm trading. It has a lot of false sweeps, false setups. Like I get swept a lot during Fridays, and most of the times Friday does give me my setup, but every single time you think about taking that setup, it just gets faked out. So there's a lot of faking out in the way that I'm trading on Friday, and this is actually the reason why I do not trade Fridays, because as you can see, this was a trade for me. I was supposed to actually take a buy from here in a way that I'm trading, but as you can see, price went all the way down, swept these lows. It didn't stop, it started pushing to the upside. Now pushing to the upside means that for me, this is a sweep of liquidity, that is a break of structure. We have this order block that is also paired with that area of imbalance for price to continue to push to the upside, which is something that I always do. This is a setup that I trade every single time. But as you can see, same thing happened again. You're thinking of taking a buy from here, but what does the market do? The market swept the highs, came all the way down below, swept these lows again, actually broke the structure down again, leaving another order block with a pair of imbalances over there. Now granted that this is the point where now the setup actually did hold this time around, but unfortunately this was far too late. Even the entry, you're getting an entry at 2 p.m. and the market closes at 6 p.m. There's just not enough window for me to take any trades and assuming that I might get anything reasonable within this time frame. So yeah, Friday is a no for me, and I still think that my way of trading will remain like that until maybe I see something different. But as for now, I will be avoiding Friday. And yeah, these are the 3 trades that I took, also coupled with a few trades that I missed over there, to make this week a slightly profitable week. So yeah, coming into the lessons that I've learned this week, pretty much I'm still stuck on the same place. I am pretty much not moving forward and I'm not moving backwards. And I feel like that is more irritating to me because the way that I usually choose to look at things is in the sense that I'd rather make different mistakes every single week rather than making the same mistake again and again, because for me that symbolized lack of progress overall. So yeah, I am still plagued with a lot of missed trades. Like I said here on Tuesday, I had two missed trades, and then there was a mistake over here, which was an error on my part. So in a sense of execution. Yeah, so I really need to work on reducing these missed trades, whether they are winners or losers. That's besides the point, because since the first video, my intentions have always been clear. A success is perfect execution of my strategy and taking all trades regardless of the results. And I feel like the pressure of putting it on a video, especially, that has started to affect my psychology. And when I take a loss or consecutive losses, taking the next trade usually is a challenge for me, even if the setup is clear in front of me. I struggle to take that trade. Therefore, I end up having a lot of missed trades. I think last month I had 5 to 6 missed trades, and a lot of them were winners actually. So, lesson of this week going into next week is the same thing I have been trying to practice since last month, is to be consistent and focus on execution. Just focus on execution and forgetting about the results. That is what I still need to do on this challenge in this next week. I will still have to battle the psychological issues that I'm still having, especially once I have a couple of losing trades. But I think I'll just have to remind myself I'd rather make multiple mistakes than making the same mistake again and again and again. Whether next week I'll be on a drawdown or I'll be on profit is besides the point. But the question that I'll still have to ask myself every single day is, did I actually follow my strategy? And if the answer is yes, then that day has been a successful day for me. So that is the lesson that I'm taking with me again this week, going into the 7th week. And yeah, that's it for me on this week. Until next week, remember, process over emotion every time. Take care.